Hello again, everyone. Welcome inside what is season 3 of the Adam Jones podcast, already in progress, presented by the Baltimore Banner. I'm Jerry Coleman. He's the former 5-time MLB All-Star. His name is Adam Jones, and we have reached episode 83, AJ. Let me outline things for you. We'll be joined by the Orioles' Ryan O'Hearn coming up. Adam and I will also talk about the return of Jackson Holliday and the promotion of one Kobe Mayo during our For the Birds portion. In addition, during Baltimore and beyond, we'll chat about, well, the Paris Olympics, which have entered week 2. We got to get to that. In addition, we'll provide you a chance to win a $50 gift card, compliments of Lido Pizza, the official pizza of the Adam Jones podcast. But as always, we bring in our featured guest. He's sponsored by our friends at Jimmy's Famous Seafood, where, by the way, I'm going to be with Buck Showalter coming up August the 24th. April has passed us by. Tickets still available for that. You're looking at Ryan Hearn if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, he's still there. Ryan, thanks for being here. We've been trying to catch up with you for a while. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
I wanted to start with the changing of the clubhouse and how sudden it all arrived for you guys. I guess 8 players of the 26 turned over. So have you learned everyone's name so far?
I have, yeah. That's we definitely added a bunch of guys, and more than most teams. But I think for the amount of guys that we added, it's been a really smooth transition. Seems like everybody, had some sort of connection from the past, or mutual teammates at some point or something. So it was a pretty smooth transition. I feel like everybody's kind of settled in a little bit, and things are ready to go. We got 2 months to chase this thing.
As an older guy, how do you help?
Yeah, I think you just got to kind of be that, try to be that glue guy as much as possible, kind of try to keep things light, try to, joke around, all that kind of, I don't know if you connect guys, but just kind of, bring that positive vibe, positive atmosphere, and things kind of organically happen. And everybody who's in that clubhouse is a good human being, so it makes it easy. Becoming the older guy has kind of happened quick for me. Like, I feel like I was a young guy like not too long ago, and then you get traded over here. It's like the youngest team in the league, and I'm 31, but I'm the old man, walking around, which is wild. But I think with so many young players and so much talent on the team, I feel like it's more my job just to kind of love on them a little bit, kind of be that. Maybe kind of calm them down a little bit and keep it loose, keep it light. Make sure they're having fun, really, because especially this time of year in this type of, we're chasing the East in this type of situation, it can get intense, especially you lose a few games in a row and, the Yankees are winning or whatever. Guys can get, you can get a lot of anxiety and pressure going into these games. So I had kind of my job to make them realize, like, hey, we got to take this thing one day at a time. We got to take a deep breath, step back. We got 2 months, I'm kind of like pump the brakes guy. Like, let's not freak out. Let's, kind of I'm trying to be even keel as much as possible, whether I go 0 for 4, make an error, whatever, have a great game. I think, in that locker room, it's kind of my job to be even keel and kind of set the tone as like, hey, we just need to settle down. We got 2 months. We don't need to get too high or too low, and just in this business, show up every day and take it one day at a time.
Dog days of August, baby.
You got a few things barking on you, and it just seems like it's just like Groundhog Day. It seems like the days are running together. You're at the ballpark and then you go home, and then you're back at the ballpark. It seems like you never even went home. But yeah, I don't. I'm available if anybody has any questions. You know what I'm saying, for the young guys, but I'm not walking around like, hey, you should do this. Hey, you should do this. It's more like, hey, how are you doing? Are you all right? Like, talk to me. What's up? I think part of being an older guy is like, just part-time therapist, maybe somebody who you can, lending an ear. And I say that because when I was a young guy and I was going through struggles, and not many people understand exactly what it's like in that clubhouse. So it's not like I can go home and call my mom or my dad, talk to my wife. It's like I need insight and help from guys who are also going through it. And there were really good older guys and vets on the teams when I was younger that were always there for me. And I learned so much from those guys, and just feels like now that I'm on this team, and yeah, maybe I'm 31, but I guess I'm the old guy. I'm definitely available to help out with these guys because we have, we have so many young players and they're so talented. And I just feel like, if we can have their minds right and we can have them, ready to go, then the sky's the limit with this team. So I think it's, it like I said, it helps that every guy who was added seems like a really good person and player. And there's been no issues. I mean, it's obviously it would be amazing to have the same team through the entire season and everybody stay healthy and everybody's, tight and we're going to have the same team on day one as we are, going in the World Series. But that's just not how it goes in this game. There's so many injuries, so many things happen. And then when that trade deadline comes, it's the time of year where it's like, things are going to go crazy. It's like, you wouldn't expect to lose many guys from the 26-man roster on a team that's doing so well, but also at the same time, if Elias and his staff think that they can make the team better, then that's their job. And, it's our job to show up and try to win the game with whoever we got in the locker room. And I think we improved in some areas. Obviously I didn't want to lose Austin Hayes. I love Austin Hayes. That one hurt for sure. I'm not going to say that it didn't because it did, but like I said, it's not our decision. So I can't complain. I feel like we have a really good team, and Jonesy was spot on when he said, you want to be hot at the end of the season because, the Rangers were a great example of that last year. It seemed like when we played them in the DS, like they couldn't get out. Every ball was, even if they made outs, there's 105 on our line drive somewhere. I think momentum is such a big thing in this game. And last year was a first taste for me of the playoffs. And it was like obvious how much momentum the Rangers had going into that series. And that's hopefully where we are come October.
More coming up on the Adam Jones Podcast, but first a word from our sponsors. The Adam Jones Podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Weinman Company. Everyone knows Greenmount Station in Hampstead, but did you know that at Greenmount Station you can bet 7 days a week just like you're at the track? With in-person teller windows and state-of-the-art touchscreen kiosks. And with Greenmount Station's brand new Bet Park Sportsbook, you can bet on all other sports as well, wherever you are in Maryland. Spreads, money lines, live bets, props, parlays, and teasers. The Bet Parks Maryland mobile app is now live for Apple and Android devices, so you'll never miss your next big score. Just search for BetParks MD in the Apple App Store or on Google Play. And for a limited time, 21 and over Adam Jones Podcast listeners can get a $75 gift card to Greenmount Station simply for opening a new account with promo code GMS and a minimum $50 initial deposit. $75 gift card for new users in Maryland only. 21 and over only. Please play responsibly. For help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. The Adam Jones Podcast is brought to you by Jimmy's Famous Seafood, Charm City's favorite crab cake destination. Local sports fan? Experience the ultimate pregame party at the tailgate. Cheer on the Ravens with iconic live performances, an open bar, and mouth-watering eats. Can't make it? No worries. Bring the same food that caught the attention of the Food Network right to your doorstep. Shipping East Coast recipes nationwide. Jimmy's Famous Seafood is the official sponsor of the guests appearing on the Adam Jones Podcast.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out with the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
I don't care if I never get back.
Marylanders are adding a seventh-inning stretch to their day with fast play home run riches from the Maryland Lottery. You could win a progressive jackpot instantly and enter to win cash for Orioles home runs.
It's my new ball game.
Hey, it's savings season at Lido Pizza. 99-cent refreshing iced teas all summer, or $6 calzones every Tuesday. There are tons of new deals and rewards for everyone. Proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles, Baltimore Ravens, and the Adam Jones Podcast. Lido Pizza, a local legend since 1955. Exclusively at LidoPizza.com or on the Lido Pizza app.
I want to ask about that too. I had a different question, but I want to ask about that, the playoffs and the format. Is it more beneficial and obviously stupid in the same regard? Is it more beneficial to not win the East and win your division and get the wild card? Obviously, it's stupid because if you try and get the wild card, you just end up going home. You know what I mean? So is it like, that's what I'm saying? Like winning the division, you have 4 or 5 days off, you sit.
I can't believe you're asking that question.
I'm just saying, like, because I want to, because like me, I would love to win the division. I want that banner and I want the rest.
You're spot on with the division. It's like we all want to win the division. That's a goal in spring training. You show up like, hey, we want to win the East. We want to hang the banner. We want to do all that. And that is special. You know, we did that last year and it was special. It was amazing. On the other side of that, I mean, even during the regular season, if you take, you know, you have a day off, sometimes you show up to the field the next day and you're like, man, I feel weird. You know what I mean? Like there's something about the routine and the flow of going to the yard every day, taking your ground balls, taking your BP, like you're just in this constant flow. So if you interrupt that with an off day, like, yes, it's an off day. It's great. We all love off days. Like, you know, you get to rest your body, but you do show up the next day and it kind of takes, for me at least, it takes a minute to like kind of get my bearings back and be like, okay, here we are. Like now you take 5 days off, and then you play in the ALDS in front of, you know, the whole world. And it's like everything is just microscoped in. But, I mean, there is something to that because, you know, you have those 5 days off. And, yes, you're getting a few practices in and you're going to face some of your own guys. And, you know, last year they brought in the fans for one of the games or one of the practices, and that was cool. But it's not the same. And it's, it's definitely kind of a weird deal, but also I don't know the answer. Like, what is the answer?
There's no answer. I mean, like because they were talking about it with how if the Yankees were to be the number one wild card, they are built to play at home. And on the road, again, they big powerhouse, but they're built to play at Yankee Stadium, and for them it would be beneficial. But also to them, it'd be beneficial for them to have the rest since they're an older team. So it's, you know, it's a double-edged sword for them too. So, you know, I think with a young team, like you said, it's always good to keep it going because the All-Star break is a 4 or 5 day break also. But when you show up Friday, you know, July 17th, 18th, you know, on that Friday playing back in the game, it's not the same. When you show, like you said, ALDS, this game means something. The first pitch means something. It's a little bit different atmosphere. You're correct.
Yeah, exactly. This is a different deal. I don't know. I want to win the division. I mean, I'm like, nah, you guys can have the division. We'll take a wild card so we can keep playing. Like, no, I want the division. We'll take the off days. We'll figure it out. That's kind of
100%
my mindset.
Absolutely. Hey, Ryan, I know you made a big point of emphasis during the offseason of what they say, trying to control the count. Is that just a cute way for saying looking to cut down on the number of strikeouts? And it seems like it's working thus far.
Yeah, so it was really like 3-2 counts. Last season, I had the hitting coaches told me that I was swinging at like 88% of pitches in a full count last year, which is like astronomically high. Like I'm swinging at balls that are like, you know, 2, 3, 4 inches off the plate just because I think I always had this like, I don't want to strike out looking, you know, and that maybe comes from like fighting for playing time in the past or whatever, like whatever. But, yeah, that was the one thing coming into the season is like 3-2 counts. I really want to like shrink my strike zone a little bit so I can walk more because I wasn't walking much at all. And Carlos Santana actually told me that at one point. And that guy walks more than anybody. And he was just telling me like 3-2 counts, probably like strength of zone, you know, and he's right. So that's definitely been a point of emphasis for me. And there's been, you know, positives and negatives. Like I'm definitely walking more, but I think I probably have more Ks looking. Yesterday I had 2 Ks looking, and I hate striking out, but I had 2 Ks looking. But I mean, they're like, it's paint. Like at the ball, it's a front hip sinker that's like on me the whole way, and then like barely touches the line, like on the corner, down and in. It's like, I think you tip your cap to that. That's kind of some give and take that goes with it because like. Yeah, maybe I may take strike 3 there or whatever, but many times I'll take a ball instead of swinging at it, which I probably would have done last year. So that's kind of been the mindset going into that. It's like shrink the zone a little bit, 3-2. Hey, if you can make that perfect pitch on the line, then like tip my cap.
I had a question about what you said. I mean, managing the strike zone. When is the opportune time to use the timeout? And obviously there's a pitch clock and you get one timeout to reset. When is the right time to do it? I talked to Tristan Cassis, and he said he likes to do a 1-1 because that's a pivotal count. 2-1, 1-2 is a big difference. To you, When do you like to use the timeout based on obviously length of that bat? Obviously,
Yeah, that's a great 3-2. I'll use it a lot just to kind of like take a break and then have that thought of like, all right, 3-2, here we go, shrink the zone. Like this is the count that we were focusing on, like so. I'll do a 3-2 a lot if I still have it. If I like yesterday, I'm playing left field and I'm leading off, and so I'm running my ass all the way across the diamond, get my stuff on, hurry up and run out there, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then I'm like, just give me the timeout. So
100%.
that, and you know what? Sometimes I'll use it if I think I'm getting screwed on a call, like if I think I got screwed on a strike, and I'll like ask him about it, and then I'll be like, I just timeout, like think about what you just did a little bit, like probably. Don't tell the umpires that, but yeah,
of course. All right, so first base, left field. Is there a spot where you feel more comfortable? And how about pinch hitting? Because it seems like you're the guy that Brandon Hyde's first choice to go to off the bench would be Ryan O'Hearn.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some experience doing it, and it's a hard job, but yeah, as far as like position, defense, like I'll play whatever he needs. If Tony needs a day, I'll go play right. If Mounty needs a day, I'll play first. Right now, I'm left field, so I mean, it's like whatever it is. I don't really have a preference. I would prefer just to hit, and I like to play defense too. Don't get me wrong, I like to play defense. So whatever they need out of me, it's that's my role, is to be that guy.
I've said that about you in spring training. Is you become a Swiss Army knife for the team.
Yeah.
If you can play 3 positions, obviously being a lefty straps you to a couple. I'm not gonna put you in center, but I might. You never know. Hey, you never know. You never know. There could be you need some big boys out there. You never know. It might be that day.
When they go check on the pitcher, switch pitcher, and I'm standing out in center field. I'm like, man, I like the view out here. This is beautiful. Yeah, so I don't have any lights directly in my face.
Nope. Especially in Camden, it opens right up. But I want to just comment on that. Is being a Swiss Army knife has opened up everything for you, and I think that by you being able to open up and play different positions, it helps your offense, because no matter what you're playing, we talked about the pinch roll, the pinch hitter. It used to be guys get 600 at bats or guys get 100. Now I think with just the changes, you got a lot of guys at 250 or guys at 400, because 650 at bats are going to happen, and it's by opening yourself up to playing multiple positions that just continues your plate appearances. Which again, the ultimate goal is to get in the lineup. To me, you remind me of the left-handed Steve Pearce. Just give you a glove, you want to hit. The ultimate goal is to hit, and that's what I respect the hell out of you. And you remind me of Steve Pearce, but the lefty, because you just want to be out there. You want to be dirty.
But speaking of playing hard, I got to ask you about teammate James McCann. His face still looks nasty. He had something called, I want to make sure I get it right because I've never heard this, nasal reduction alignment procedure. Ever seen anything like that? And the guy stay in the game? And what was the reaction afterwards inside that clubhouse amongst the guys?
Never seen anything like it. Probably the manliest thing I've ever seen. I mean, I don't think broken nose is like a good enough. I don't think it does it enough. You know what I'm saying? Because like his nose was like on the side of his face, and he was just pouring out blood. And it's like, I know that like, I don't think I would stay in the game. I don't think I know anybody who would have stayed in the game. But he's such a savage, man. He knew that it was a doubleheader. He knew that he's protecting Adley there. Like, Adley can't come in and catch that game and then catch a second game, or he doesn't want him to. He's like, this is my responsibility to cover the innings and catcher for the rest of this game. And it didn't matter that his nose was on the side of his face. He figured out a way to do it. He got an RBI. And, man, just like the ultimate respect for James McCann. What a warrior, savage, like just to be able to go through that. And I've never seen anything like it on the baseball field. I think that's probably the manliest thing I've ever seen. Amazing.
So is the nose going to look brand new again in your estimation?
I saw him yesterday. He had a cast on it. I guess they rebroke it and straight.
So let's break it again.
I think if that's me, I'm like, I'm just crooked. Just let me have the crooked nose, because I don't. But I mean, I guess they rebroke it, straightened it back up, and he'll be good to go. But yeah, what an absolute warrior, man.
Well, that's this. With obviously the dog days of August and September coming, what do the Orioles need to do to maintain and to get into the playoffs. Obviously, there's teams on your butt. I mean, and that's the point of it. The Rays are always going to be there. The Red Sox are always going to be pesky. And again, you're going to face other opponents in other divisions who are doing the same thing. But what do the Orioles specifically need to do to further and continue on with what they're doing this year?
I think that we need to, for one, take it one day at a time. We don't need to be, well, if we win this game, and then they lose this, and like we need to do away with hypotheticals. That's for Twitter. They can do all that shit. We need to take it one day at a time. And you know what else we need to do is we need to have fun, man. We need to go in there, and the boys need to be loose. It needs to be like that loose, like killer instinct kind of thing that we had going on in the first 2 months of the season, where it was like, it was fun, it was good vibes, and then when the lights came on and the first pitch was thrown, it was like, we're here. I don't know if I can curse. We're here to F somebody up. That's what it is.
Oh, you can curse.
Yeah, but we want to keep it.
That's fine. It's semi-family oriented.
I think it needs to be that. It needs to be fun. It needs to be like, guys enjoying time around each other and like just being loose. And then when the game starts, that's when it needs the switch needs to flip and killer instinct. We don't need anxiety, nervous. Oh my God, what if we make a mistake? What if we lose? Like that doesn't play. I feel like this time of year, it needs to be like loose, free, like go kick somebody's ass. That's it. And it needs to be one day at a time. We can't, when the game's over, if we lose, flush it, show up tomorrow, do it again. Like it can't be, you can't let things linger this time of year because, you lose a series and then, you have a bad day on defense or whatever. Things can kind of snowball, and that's what we're trying to avoid this time of year. I think it has to be day's over, restart, new day, let's whoop somebody's ass, and that's it.
Last year, again, great starters. Bradish, fantastic year. But having Corbin Burns, who has a little bit longer track record, and you got to see every start. He's had, one bad start, 2 bad starts all year. Does he change the dynamic on that pitcher side of like, hey, our offense, we don't need to always put up 6. This guy's on the mound. Let's scrap for 2. Let's get nasty with it. And, with the domination he has and leadership, has he just changed that the pitching side of it to where we match up against everybody now because we got the ace?
Yeah, I definitely feel like when Burns is pitching, we're going to win, like from the start. Even when he has a bad start, it's not that bad. It's like it's like we're right there. So, it gives us a chance to win every time. We know that we're going to get that out of him, and that's amazing. And I don't know if guys are like, we only need to score 3 today. Like that, I think we're not going to put a cap, obviously, on how many runs we're trying to score, but it is nice to have that, like, that like pocket ace, and I call him an ace for a reason. Like he's, he is who he is. When he pitches, we're going to have a chance to win. So it's definitely nice to have that. I hope and pray Grayson is okay. We need Grayson. We have guys. We have the arms. Dean is nasty. I just think, home run gets him sometimes, but Dean is nasty. We need Dean to be nasty. We have the arms. We have the guys to do it. And we just got to go do it. We got to go do it.
The one thing that I wanted to finish with is it's something of a media creation, Ryan, in my opinion, the term leadership. There wasn't any issue about it. No one complained about it last year. No one talked about it during most of the first half. The team goes into a little bit of a skid, and, the theory is there's no vocal leader inside the clubhouse. There's no one turning over the post-game buffet and yelling at players or getting in people's faces. That's really not the way it works, is it?
No. Why are we yelling at each other?
Right. Well, there have been locker rooms where that's occurred. I'm sure you're aware, but I don't see the Orioles environment being that way.
I think it's more like if a guy needs to be, if he's not like hard or hustling or something, like, you kind of go talk to him on the side. Like, well, why do I need to yell at this guy in front of everybody? Maybe that's new school. I think that's just maybe a better way to go about it. But yeah, we have vocal leaders. James McCann is a vocal leader, and he's clearly not just vocal, shows it on the field. He's a leader. He wore a fastball in the face and played in the game. Stay in the game. Now we have we have guys that do that role, and you have to remember we have a very young team. Have these guys played in the playoffs before? No, I've only played in the playoffs sort of like for 3 games. It's like we have a young team, but we also have a very talented team. And I think that the team is like young enough to be naive enough to not realize like, how big of a deal it is. And maybe that's a good thing. Got just ready to go and play a baseball game.
Ryan, want to thank you for your time. It's game day. We got to get you ready for the game tonight. So appreciate you being here on the podcast, and best of luck to you and the guys the rest of the way.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
More to come on the Adam Jones podcast after these messages. Effective Solutions, your one-stop shop for commercial contracting. Everything from excavation and site development to emergency remediation and restoration. Effective Solutions specializes in many forms of commercial and mixed-use construction. With a dedicated staff and a commitment to quality, Effective Solutions delivers every time. There are a lot of ways to make whiskey, but there's only one way to make Jack Daniels. At Jack Daniels, they charcoal mellow every drop, only using water from Cave Spring Hollow in Tennessee. When you make your own label, you make everything else yours too. But we don't need to tell you that, do we? Make it count. Jack Daniels. Please drink responsibly. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks 2022. Jack Daniels, all rights reserved. The Adam Jones podcast welcomes Relief Shop. Shop, Maryland's largest adult use and medical cannabis menu, located at 1114 Cathedral Street in Baltimore, with medical delivery available throughout Maryland 7 days a week, only at Relief Shop.
Your fun awaits at Hollywood Casino Perryville. Feed the whole crew with something for everyone, from cheesesteaks to crab cake sandwiches. Plus, ask how you can get a $15 dining credit. Get in on the gaming action with the hottest slots and your favorite table games like blackjack, roulette, and poker. Free live shows every Friday and Saturday. Come experience non-stop fun and excitement only at Hollywood Casino Perryville.
Hey Baltimore, Monument City Brewing has been crafting the best beer in Maryland since 2014. Located at 1 North Haven Street in Baltimore, you've seen us at the ballpark. Now drop by our tasting room. Open Thursday through Sunday with events, music, and great food trucks. And this year we are honored to collaborate with Adam Jones and the Adam Jones podcast with Simply AJ Ballpark IPA, available throughout the baseball season. It's going to be a great year, Baltimore. Visit us online at monumentcitybrewing.com or follow us on Instagram at Monument City Brewing. Listeners, tell your friends. The Baltimore Police Department is hiring the next generation of officers. Starting salary is over $61,000. Plus, you'll receive an additional $10,000 signing bonus upon swearing in. Apply today to start your career in public safety. This is a great opportunity to serve the city you love and start a career that makes a difference in your community. Apply now at bpdrecruit.org. It's the perfect time to check out a spacious and reliable new Toyota SUV, like a RAV4, with available all-wheel drive and plenty of cargo space. You'll go from errands to adventures in no time. Plus, available features like wireless charging will keep you connected. Or check out a Highlander with seating for up to 8. It's a hub for family adventure. Your Toyota dealer is getting new vehicles in stock regularly, so don't wait. Find deals on a RAV4 or Highlander at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And now back to the Adam Jones podcast.
All right, best of luck to you. Ryan O'Hearn joining us. Again, I wanted to remind everyone, I will be at Jimmy's Famous Seafood, which sponsored Ryan's appearance. Coming up with the great Buck Showalter, that's August the 24th, a Q&A event with the 4-time Manager of the Year. So head to Jimmy's Famous Seafood's website to get tickets. It's going to be an unforgettable night, uncensored too. There will be swearing that night. So
no, what you're going to do is you're going to get to-go bags. That's all you worried about.
Oh, yeah, there'll be plenty of food to go. Absolutely. Jimmy's is listening. We'll start with some steamed crabs and crab imperial and go from there. All right, let's get to For the Birds, Adam. All right, it's sponsored by our friends at the Maryland Lottery. Hey, when you play the Maryland Lottery, set limits. Never play when you're stressed and know your odds of winning. To learn more, visit mdlottery.com/play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to play. Let's talk about the return of one Jackson Holliday. I said it. I don't know if anyone else did. This kid should be an untouchable. All he's done since returning from the minors is rake in the, in the aftermath of the Jorge Mateo injury. But he seems like a different player than the first go around, Adam.
Well, I think it's comfort. He's been there. I think again, I always go back to what he has in his pocket, and he has a major league father. You know what I mean? Like a guy who's been there, done that, and it's better than talking to a coach in a way, to where because he just has that support system. But no, I mean, obviously the talent is there, and I don't think anybody ever questioned the talent. I always tell people he's 20 years old. So when I've heard people talk, oh, this kid can't hit, he can't do that. He's 20. I always says, what were you doing at 20? You were probably, especially on a binge drinking. That's what you're doing at 20. That's what most
trying to avoid the law.
Exactly. And this kid is 20 and he's so good. And I think with the second go around, it's understanding that, hey, you've seen it. You've seen it. You've seen what they've done. You've got to test to it. And I think going back down there for another 200 at bats, he's gotten to see, more major league quality arms, I think. And the kid he's good. And I just think that it's more comfort being that you've been there. And it's just like, hey, you're going to be my second baseman every day. Lefty, righty, I don't care. You're going to play. Again, there's going to be moves and stuff like that. There's going to be pinch hitting lefty matchups later in the games, but you're going to be my second baseman every day. And I think that there's nothing more soothing and relaxing than that. And again, it's just then he just lets his talent go out. He was a great base runner. He used the whole field. He's got stupid pop. But man, it's just a matter of letting him be comfortable and just telling him, hey, go breathe, go play. And that's why I think that's what he's been able to do.
Yeah, and because of the injuries, I guess, to Mateo, and before that, even Jordan Westberg, terrible injury. We've seen the much anticipated promotion of Kobe Mayo. It's been a bit of an early struggle, but he can talk to Jackson Holliday all about that.
Well, I mean, it's also he's a little older too, so it's a little bit different. Age is a big part of it, but at the same time, you're in the big leagues, so people aren't going to use that as an excuse. Mayo has been tearing up the minor leagues. I think it was a matter of time. It's fortunate. It's unfortunate. I got called up because of an injury to Jeremy Reed. He broke his thumb. That was my way to get in. That's how a lot of guys do get called up. But at the same time, he earned it. He was in the AAA. He was doing what he could control, and that was Reiki. In the big leagues, the team was doing well, so it's hard to get called up. But it's good to see that the Orioles have this depth. You want to talk about depth, and talk about trades and all that kind of stuff. There's always guys that with the hypotheticals and trades. But, the Orioles' depth and their future and what they've been able to produce. We're just talking about the big league level. go back to Aberdeen, go out to AA and all that kind of stuff. There's still guys coming up right now, too, that are just as talented. So it's fun. Again, it's fun to be an Orioles fan and see the talent that comes up. And they haven't lost a step. Mateo's been playing really good this year. Jackson comes out, you haven't lost a step. Mayo comes in, you still haven't lost a step. You're still playing really good baseball. So to me, that shows that you're preparing the guys for the major leagues a little bit better than previous years. And there's more comfort. When I got called up, he's like, sit there, you're like, I don't want to do this. It's like a 16-year-old with a driver's license. Now it's a little bit more comfortable for guys to get called up because you grew up with each other. You had spring trainings with each other. So it's just the comfort level in the big leagues is a little bit different. And I like that. So guys don't get up there and get tense. And especially in the playoff race, you call a guy up in a playoff race, you're expecting him to do well. And I think preparing these guys over the last few years has had an effect, and the reason why they haven't slowed down even when they've had injuries. And
they still maintain among, if not the best farm system in all of baseball, despite some of these guys being promoted. So, and
they just keep redoing it. And that's the part, again, that's Elias's bread and butter, is to just keep regrowing the minor league system. Because again, there's going to have to be moves to be made. We all say that. You see, we got Mayo and other guys, but you just got guys coming. Bradfield's coming. He's been having a great July in August. So that's what you want. You want guys that just always keep going back and forth. And that's the beautiful part about it. It's the competition. You want to keep everybody on their toes. And I remember when I was there, I used to tell the center fielders in AAA, "Hey, you guys keeping me hungry. That's why I'm working so hard." So that's the part of competition.
Stay hungry. Stay hungry. We travel beyond Baltimore, a national and sometimes, and this time, international perspective. It's all brought to you by our friends at Relief Medical Marijuana Dispensary, where they go above and beyond to help you, the patient. Adam, we're into week 2 of the Olympics. How much have you been watching the Olympic Games in Paris, home of the Eiffel Tower and the dirty Seine River?
The Seine, it's one of the oldest rivers in the entire world.
It's nasty.
It's old. The harbor is nasty and ain't even as cold as old. So, just talk about
that. They spent $1 billion to try and make it clean.
And they spend a pretty penny on the harbor to do the same thing. It's a bigger city, a lot bigger city. But I love Paris. I've watched a lot of the Olympics. Obviously, the main, for me, I love the gymnastics, the floor. I love the track and field, swimming. You remember we were talking about it. It's obviously the basketball. That's the final. But we were talking about the amazing match with Djokovic and Alcaraz. I mean, Djokovic. This is his first Olympic gold. Like, I didn't know that. Like, he just keeps getting better. And that's what it's about. And you know what? I didn't even know about football, soccer out there is that you can only use, the majority of the team is 23 and under, and you can only use a few guys over 23. So it's the Olympics. I didn't know that. The Olympics is it's the young, it's for the youth. Simone Biles, just what she's been able to do has just been amazing. They're giving her crap about her hair and doing it. Like, come on, that's what you really want to worry about?
After
this young
4 years ago, what happened? It's been amazing what she's accomplished.
This is the best gymnast we've ever seen. And, her hair is like that shows the stupidity in America and the stupidity in people. I think not just America. I think people, can't just say America, people. That's what you want to harp on. Then you got to highlight Katie Ledecky. Katie Ledecky. That's unbelievable. And I really looked 1,500 meters. Swimming for 15 minutes, like, that's unbelievable. So it's the Olympics. And again, as an athlete, as I got older and older, you start to appreciate the hard work that these young people, men, women, are putting into their craft. And like, I would love to see Simone Biles in the 28 Olympics. She says she'll be 31, she'll be old, but I'd love to see that. Team USA. LeBron is playing. He played on the 04 Olympics, and he's playing in the 28. And he's playing right now in the Olympics. You have Dwayne Wade, who played in those Olympics, commentating the Olympics. So it's like just the longevity of LeBron. I know you don't like him because he didn't give you a hug and dap you up when he was 18 years old.
The guy's old. So is Novak Djokovic, who plays a tougher sport.
Hey, what?
Tougher. Tennis, individual. You're on your own. You don't have a team to help you out or bail you out. We can argue that another time. But speaking of basketball, I want to ask you about this. Why the hell do we need a 3-on-3 basketball event when they're playing 5-on-5? We can't even win that, by the way. I think they use the wrong people for that. But you can use NBA guys for that. There's plenty of NBA guys that can play that. Jimmer Fredette.
And they're used to playing street ball too. There's some competitions that I look at and I'm like, okay, what the hell is that? But also, it just shows how out of touch we are as Americans in the world. We basketball, football, baseball. If it's hockey, tennis, golf, and obviously the world is better in right now in tennis. The world's field is better
than America. Yes.
Yeah, but it's like we only harp on like 5 sports. Living in Spain, you got handball. The handball championships were amazing. Like,
see, that's something we only see here once every 4 years.
Exactly. But that's the thing is that Americans need to open up their minds, stop going to Miami and Vegas thinking that's cool. Take your ass over to Europe and go enjoy real life. Okay? Go see someone else. Go and see something else. Miami ain't going nowhere. Trust me. If you spend $5,000 in Miami, you can spend $2,500 in another country and enjoy it way better. Trust me.
How about
open your mind? That's the thing. People don't want to open their minds.
All right. Speaking of traveling, you wouldn't have to leave the U.S. 4 years from now. You're going to be in Los Angeles?
For the Olympics, I don't know. The Olympics I wanted to do Tokyo, and they obviously, since I was out there, it's a lot. It's a big city. LA is a big city. I don't like the traffic as is. I don't even like going to LA now. So I highly doubt it. But my big anticipation is the World Cup of 26. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be it's going to be in 16 cities. It's going to be a big spread out thing. But when it gets boiled down to it, I think having all North America participate in the World Cup is going to be great. Then the finish is obviously going to be up in MetLife. So I think bringing the World Cup to North America will help grow soccer in America, which it's growing. Obviously, women's soccer team has propelled soccer in America, but the men's are coming also. So I just think it'd be a great thing for the Western Hemisphere to really get the taste of how Europe and the Eastern Hemisphere really treat soccer, and they are fanatics on it. You look at a map, that's just the world's #1 sport. So I think it'd be great for a lot of the Western Hemisphere to really see how they do it.
Two big events coming to the U.S., as you mentioned, the Olympics and the World Cup before that. All right, let's hit Socially Speaking. This is where we answer a social media post, and you earn a chance to win a $50 gift card from our friends at Lido Pizza. Lido Pizza is not only the official proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles, they're the official pizza of the Adam Jones podcast.
Yum.
And we get this. We are on at Adam Jones Pod on social media. This is where Antonio in Rosedale found us on Instagram. And Antonio asks you, Adam, what has happened to the Orioles defense? It seems like they either have a spectacular play or an error. Boom or bust.
Oh.
I don't know if that's always the case.
Well, it's again, we've seen some uncharacteristic defense, I should say, over the last month from guys. And defense goes in slumps too. You got to understand, defense does go in slumps. Sometimes, guys carry the bat to the field, and that's very common. That's been going on forever. I mean, obviously, you want to get the big hit, and if you don't, guess what? The ball's going to find you. But at the same time, it's just part of the game. You're not going to go through the season with 0 errors. No more Mike Bordick's out there. Okay, there's no more Mike Bordick's, fellas. There's going to be errors. But at the same time, it's just honing into it, relaxing. You know what I mean? It's understanding it's a long season, and you go through things. There's times where the ball is slippery. There's a lot of factors into errors. You know what I mean? It's not just lack of concentration. There's a lot of factors into errors. And let's say a ball in the hole, and you get to it, but you got a guy like Kiermaier running, and you have to get rid of it really quickly, and you skip it, and it gets past the first. That's an error. But you got to see the anticipation. But now, if you have a slower guy, you got a Kirk running, you can catch the ball, take your time, set your feet, and make a good throw. So it's all character. It's all based to me on scenario. A lot of errors happened when Jacoby Ellsbury was hitting rather than Big Poppy, because a hard ground ball, you take your time. Ellsbury, you got to rest your clock. So I take those with a grain of salt. But at the same time, it does have to clean up. If you want to be a playoff team, if you want to advance in playoffs, those kind of things have to be cleaned up and addressed. But that just comes down to it's between here. You're slowing the game down, and it comes between there and just getting a good hop.
All right, we got your question in, Antonio, and it was a good one.
Hopefully I answered it, my man.
Want to thank our sponsors. Please go out and support them.
The Adam Jones Podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Weinman Company. Everyone knows Greenmount Station in Hampstead, but did you know that at Greenmount Station you can bet 7 days a week just like you're at the track? With in-person teller windows and state-of-the-art touchscreen kiosks. And with Greenmount Station's brand new Bet Park Sportsbook, you can bet on all other sports as well, wherever you are in Maryland. Spreads, money lines, live bets, props, parlays, and teasers. The Bet Parks Maryland mobile app is now live for Apple and Android devices, so you'll never miss your next big score. Just search for BetParks MD in the Apple App Store or on Google Play. And for a limited time, 21 and over Adam Jones podcast listeners can get a $75 gift card to Greenmount Station simply for opening a new account with promo code GMS and a minimum $50 initial deposit. $75 gift card for new users in Maryland only. 21 and over only. Please play responsibly. For help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. The Adam Jones podcast is brought to you by Jimmy's Famous Seafood, Charm City's favorite crab cake destination. Local sports fan? Experience the ultimate pregame party at the tailgate. Cheer on the Ravens with iconic live performances, an open bar, and mouth-watering eats. Can't make it? No worries. Bring the same food that caught the attention of the Food Network right to your doorstep. Shipping East Coast recipes nationwide. Jimmy's Famous Seafood is the official sponsor of the guests appearing on the Adam Jones podcast.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out with the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
I don't care if I never get back.
Marylanders are adding a 7th-inning stretch to their day with fast play home run riches from the Maryland Lottery. You could win a progressive jackpot instantly and enter to win cash for Orioles home runs.
It's my new ball game.
Hey, it's savings season at Lido Pizza. 99-cent refreshing iced teas all summer, or $6 calzones every Tuesday. There are tons of new deals and rewards for everyone. Proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles, Baltimore Ravens, and the Adam Jones Podcast. Lido Pizza, a local legend since 1955. Exclusively at LidoPizza.com or on the Lido Pizza app. Effective Solutions, your one-stop shop for commercial contracting. Everything from excavation and site development to emergency remediation and restoration. Effective Solutions specializes in many forms of commercial and mixed-use construction. With a dedicated staff and a commitment to quality, Effective Solutions delivers every time. There are a lot of ways to make whiskey, but there's only one way to make Jack Daniels. At Jack Daniels, they charcoal mellow every drop, only using water from Cave Spring Hollow in Tennessee. When you make your own label, you make everything else yours too. But we don't need to tell you that, do we? Make it count. Jack Daniels. Please drink responsibly. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. 2022. Jack Daniels. All rights reserved. The Adam Jones Podcast welcomes Relief Shop. Shop Maryland's largest adult use and medical cannabis menu, located at 1114 Cathedral Street in Baltimore, with medical delivery available throughout Maryland 7 days a week, only at Relief Shop.
Your fun awaits at Hollywood Casino Perryville. Feed the whole crew with something for everyone, from cheesesteaks to crab cake sandwiches. Plus, ask how you can get a $15 dining credit. Get in on the gaming action with the hottest slots and your favorite table games like blackjack, roulette, and poker. Free live shows every Friday and Saturday. Come experience non-stop fun and excitement only at Hollywood Casino Perryville.
Hey Baltimore, Monument City Brewing has been crafting the best beer in Maryland since 2014. Located at 1 North Haven Street in Baltimore, you've seen us at the ballpark. Now drop by our tasting room. Open Thursday through Sunday with events, music, and great food trucks. And this year we are honored to collaborate with Adam Jones and the Adam Jones Podcast with Simply AJ Ballpark IPA, available throughout the baseball season. It's going to be a great year, Baltimore. Visit us online at monumentcitybrewing.com or follow us on Instagram at Monument City Brewing. Keeping Baltimore safe is an incredibly important job, and protecting those who keep us safe is equally important. The Baltimore Police Department leads the nation in supporting its officers with innovative wellness programs, free fitness classes, counseling services, citywide discounts, and more. Right now, the BPD is hiring. Join now and receive a $10,000 signing bonus upon swearing in. Build a meaningful career in public safety with the BPD and get the support you need to serve Baltimore effectively. Apply now at bpdrecruit.org. It's the perfect time to check out a spacious and reliable new Toyota SUV. Like a RAV4, with available all-wheel drive and plenty of cargo space, you'll go from errands to adventures in no time. Plus, available features like wireless charging will keep you connected. Or check out a Highlander with seating for up to 8. It's a hub for family adventure. Your Toyota dealer is getting new vehicles in stock regularly. So don't wait. Find deals on a RAV4 or Highlander at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
And much gratitude to senior executive producer Chip Franklin for putting this latest episode together. If you're around later, Chip will have a special baseball podcast dedicated to the number of drop third strikes. You don't want to miss that. Go out and subscribe to the Baltimore Banner. Until next week, be real, be kind, and make sure to be back. We've got 2 guests you will never hear on local sports talk radio coming up the next 2 weeks on the Adam Jones Podcast.